Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Tech3 and welcome to Tech Side episode 6, where today I'm giving you guys a $500 AMD gaming PC. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so for the CPU, I went with the AMD A10 5800K 3.8 GHz quad-core processor. So this processor is unlocked, that's why there's a K at the end of 5800. So you can freely overclock it and do whatever you want with it. But if you're not a frequent overclocker, then you probably don't want to mess with that. It uses the FM2 socket, same with the Richland APUs, but this is not one of the Richland APUs, this is actually previous generation, the Trinity. You're still getting great performance. I just didn't go Richland because then it would turn into a $600 gaming PC. But yeah, it has 4 individual cores because it's not dual core, and it doesn't have hyperthreading because that's an Intel only thing. It has a thermal design power of 100 watts, so this CPU demands power. And the integrated graphics, since this is a APU, which is a CPU and a GPU in one device, the integrated graphics is the Radeon HD 7660D, and for $109.99, this plus the graphics card I chose is going to be giving you guys some really good gaming performance. Next up, we have the motherboard. I went with the MSI FM2 A55M E33 Micro ATX FM2 motherboard. So the reason why I went with this one is because I trust MSI. I know a lot of people that use MSI motherboards, and they tend to really like MSI. So this one will support both the Richland and the Trinity APUs. You may have to do a BIOS update for it to support the Richland APUs, but nothing major, so you don't have to worry about that. It uses the AMD A55 chipset. It has two 240-pin DIMM slots. The max memory speed is 1866 megahertz, and the max memory it supports is 32 gigabytes. It does not have RAID support, which really sucks, but for an under $50 motherboard, you shouldn't be expecting that. It has onboard video, but it depends on the CPU. So because I went with the A10, you don't have to worry about that. Plus, I have a graphics card on this computer, so you don't have to worry about that either. It doesn't have Crossfire or SLI support because it only has one PCI Express slot. It doesn't have any SATA 6 GB ports, but it has 4 SATA 3 GB ports. And for $48.99, this motherboard is going to be more than you actually need for a gaming PC. Alright, so next up, the memory. I went with the Kingston 8GB DDR3 1600 MHz memory. So the reason why I went with this one is because I actually have Kingston in my laptop right now. Sorry, I keep screwing up, I don't know why. I actually do have Kingston in my laptop right now, and the memory that I use, it's DDR2, but it still runs great. It does tend to get a little hot, but this stick of RAM has a heat spreader on it. Mine does not, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. And for $54.99, this stick of RAM is going to be more than you need for a gaming PC. Next up, the storage. I went with the Seagate Barracuda 500GB 3.5-inch 7200 RPM hard drive. So the reason why I went with this one instead of a Western Digital was because prices are changing constantly, and since a lot of people are actually buying Western Digital a lot, they sort of raised their prices a bit. So I went with the Seagate because that's what I use in my computer now, and my Seagate is still working. I still do trust Western Digital, I just went with this one because it's cheaper. It has a 16 megabyte cache, and like I said, it spins at 7200 RPM, and for $52.98, this is going to be more than you need for a gaming PC. Alright, so next up, the GPU, and let me remind you, this is a $500 PC, so don't expect a $79.70 and a $500 PC. But the graphics card I went with, it's the MSI Radeon HD 6670 2GB video card. So the reason why I went with this one is because pairing this card with the A10 processor that I chose, you're actually going to be getting dual graphics support with that one. So it's kind of like having Crossfire, but it's not having Crossfire. It's not the prettiest card, I know. It's sort of look old. It sort of looks old, but you're gonna be seeing performance. I would say, like for example, Crysis 3 around low to medium settings, and even on low settings, you're gonna be getting around 60 to 100 frames. On medium settings, that's obviously gonna drop, but even on low to medium settings, Crysis 3 still looks amazing. So the memory type this GPU is using is DDR3. It has a core clock of 800 megahertz, and I wouldn't necessarily overclock it, but if you wanted to possibly overclock it to 150, maybe 900 megahertz, go ahead. I just wouldn't do it because the fan on that graphics card doesn't look too stable. It does not have SLI or Crossfire support because this is a older generation card, and even that the motherboard doesn't support it, so you're good to go there. It has one DVI-I dual link, it has one HDMI port and one VGA port, and for $69.99, pairing this with the A10, you're going to be getting some really good gaming performance. Next up, the power supply. I went with the XFX Pro Series 450 watt A+ bronze certified power supply. So the reason why I went with these guys is because they're cheap, they're reliable, and 450 watts is more than we actually need for this computer. The only thing that really sucks about it is that it's not modular, so you have all the cables right there, and you will have to do some cable management, but just watch some people on YouTube and how they do cable management, and you should do just fine. But for $59.98, this power supply is going to be more than you actually need for this computer. Next up, the optical drive. I went with the Samsung SH224BB DVD/CD writer. So I was gonna try and put Blu-ray in this thing, but that would have just raised the price up, and I didn't want to do that. So I went with the DVD/CD writer. If you want to save some money, don't get this. You don't need a DVD/CD writer to install Windows. You can install it through USB, but most people don't know how to do that. So I added the optical drive, and for $15.98, it's gonna get the job done. Next up, the housing for this computer. I went with the HEC Vigilance Micro ATX Mini Tower case. So I haven't used a HEC case before, but I went with this one because it kind of reminds me of an older case. Well, on the sides it does. It reminds me of an older case. But on the front, it kind of looks modern. It doesn't look like crap. So you don't have to worry. Like, you can show this off to your friends and they'll be like, oh, that's a cool computer and whatnot. It doesn't have USB 3.0, which really sucks. It doesn't come with a power supply, and it only supports micro ATX motherboards, so you can't put a ATX motherboard in here. You might be able to fit a mini ITX, maybe. I wouldn't try it though. And it has enough space for like a big graphics card if you ever wanted to do that, or if you ever wanted to add one. So yeah, for $24.99, this case is gonna get the job done. And finally, for the operating system, I always go with Windows 8 because I enjoy Windows 8. Not a lot of people enjoy it, but I always say if you don't enjoy Windows 8, you can always go ahead and get Windows 7, but Windows 8 is the cheapest operating system right now. It's only $89.73. So yeah, I always go with Windows 8. If you don't want to go with Windows 8, go with Windows 7. And yeah, so the estimated wattage that this computer will be using is 255 watts. That's why I said the 450 watt power supply was more than we actually needed for the computer. But if you are planning on getting like a 7990 in the future, or maybe a better CPU, you will probably have to get a better power supply as well. Just want to let you guys know. And the total cost for this machine is $527.62. I did go over the $500 price limit. I apologize for that. It was just really hard to build a really good gaming PC for around $500. But if you want to save some money, you can always install Windows 8 by USB, and you don't have to get the optical drive, so you can save money there. And yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smack that like button. It helps me out a lot. And that's it, and I will see you guys in my next video. This your boy, Hogdeck3, and I'm out. God bless.